As educators, we often know exactly what we need to create in terms of instructional material for teaching and learning. However, sometimes we also come across that just right resource, or we might know the skill sets we want to cultivate with our students, and we just need a thought partner. And if you're like me, you might like to bounce ideas off of somebody else. I want to show you how we can leverage Brisk as a thought partner. I'm going to go on over and I'm going to click the Brisk B to open the Brisk extension. Now, once I'm here, you're going to see right at the bottom, looking for next level teaching ideas. What educator isn't? I taught in the classroom for many years, and I was always trying to think about what can I do next with my students? How can I deepen engagement? How can I tie in real world problem solving? I was always trying to think about how I could iterate or refine my teaching and learning materials for each unique group of students. And now Brisk supports exactly that. Now notice I have a web article up, and you can see that already Brisk is just suggesting, give me ideas based on this web page. I can do that, and Brisk will provide me all types of ideas. However, I came prepared and I do have a prompt to share. What I told Brisk is that I'm teaching 4th grade in New York State, and essentially what I'm looking for are activities tied with this web article that foster the skill sets of a portrait of a graduate. Essentially, I'd like everything to be rooted within project-based learning. I want to incorporate inquiry, and I also want to cultivate collaboration and critical thinking skills within my students. Let's see what Brisk creates for me. You'll notice on the right-hand side that Brisk has opened a chat. So that means I can go back and forth with Brisk to iterate and to refine anything that Brisk has generated for me. Let's explore what's here. You'll notice that everything is broken into categories. So we're going to have the prepare category, we're going to have a category to engage, and also assess. Now, if I see something that I want to refine, of course I can use the chat, but I can also refine each individual resource. By clicking the pen, it'll open up. I can now adjust this prompt. So if I want to make a change, I can go right ahead and do that. Now, scrolling below, let's say I want to create this resource. By clicking create, this is going to generate the resource so that I can preview it. Brisk has finished generating my reflection guide. Now from here, you can see I can customize anything that I want. So just know that anything you need to tailor to your students, you can always do that. Now I just went into the chat and I did ask Brisk how we can also incorporate service learning projects. So now you're going to see some of that integrated as well. I have my Community Heroes podcast and so much more. Now, I've showed you that you can always go in and edit. You can also open any of these resources to preview. Keep in mind that you can also come in and create a bundle. So by clicking the plus sign, I can add any of these to my bundle to be able to use with my students. All right, I've selected multiple resources to add to my bundle. Now, if I come on up here, you'll see all of the resources that exist in my bundle. And to generate that bundle, all I need to do now is click Create. And Brisk will generate my bundle of resources for my students. Now, notice at the top, this is where I have the options of how to share. I can always copy a link for my students, or I can share a template with colleagues. I really like that I can always add to this bundle. So if I want to add a chat or upload a file, anything from my Google Drive, or even a link to a site to supplement my bundle, I can do that too. If I want to preview what's here, all I need to do is click preview and I can review it. Everything in Brisk is also fully customizable, so you can adjust resources for your students. Notice here, if I come up along the top and I click the 3 dots, I can also choose to hide from my students or turn on editing mode if I want them to edit directly. Anytime you need to refine what Brisk generates, just return to the chat. And remember, you can always use the Brisk extension with PDFs, web articles, YouTube, docs, and so much more. So come on in and get your next level teaching ideas today.